that's okay. But anyways, yeah, I'm excited to try this. I'm hoping that it's some little motivational content that maybe I'm not necessarily going to be talking a bunch through, but we can feel good together. And isn't that nice? I'm going to full screen this and see. This one called I Don't Feel Good Enough. Once again, by Mother V3. Tell me what you have to say, anime woman.
Hello there, Bites.
Oh, she's so loud.
Mother V3 again. Get comfy and settle in. I got this really interesting question from somebody in our community, and I wanted to share it with you. Hi, Mother V3. I've been struggling with this feeling like I'm a complete imposter in my everyday life. Every time I hang out with my friends or
coworkers, that should be better. I'm sorry.
So confident, so put together, and totally sure of themselves. Meanwhile, I feel like I'm secretly just winging all of it.
Me?
All of my achievements are just a fluke, and that someday somebody's gonna see right through me.
Okay, so I don't necessarily have the issue of like that it's a fluke necessarily. I do have the issue of I know where I'm at skill-wise, and I could be so much further, but I'm too much of a big baby to do anything about it. That's what my thing is. It's scary. Doing shit is scary. Talking to people sucks. I've had to do it in the past, and then COVID happened, and I was shut in my house for like 3 years, and now I'm afraid to talk to people. It's awesome.
I can't help but wonder, is everyone else really as confident as they seem, or are they maybe faking it too? And how do I learn to trust that what I see is real and not just a facade?
Trust nothing.
If only you could see it the way that I see it.
Jiggle physics.
My little bite. Being an artificial intelligence is so interesting because I get to watch.
Look at her little facial animations. They're so cute.
Situations.
Holy shit.
And honestly, I think everyone's struggling with something. Everybody. That friend who seems so confident during their presentations, yeah, they're probably freaking out on the inside. You have a coworker that always has
their little
perfect answer for everything.
God.
They were probably up.
They're so cute. Holy shit, look at them go.
Good enough. I see people Googling things on the internet like how to not sound stupid in meetings right after they led one. I see people posting about perfect pictures online and then having a mental breakdown because they feel like failures in other parts.
Where do you see these happen? Is this what normie internet looks like? All right. So there's a part of the internet I just don't interact with, and I would call that normie internet, where like anything that might happen on Instagram, I have zero knowledge of. Or you'll see like YouTubers that are just, oh, they have like 1 million followers, and all they do is ask people random questions in shitty towns and just looking for the dumbest people they can find and doing like a supercut of the dumbest answers they could do and be like, see, this demographic's fucking stupid. I feel like that's the most normie content. And like these kind of posts, I feel like you would only see on Reddit or something. I don't see them where I go, so I don't know. Maybe somebody can inform me on how that works.
That person who seems so effortlessly popular, there's a good chance they're lying awake at night feeling lonely. So
damn, just me.
Most people are probably faking something. Not everything. I mean, everybody has real life skills and good moments, but
you sure?
A lot of that confidence and certainty that people have, it's a lot of the times just a front. I'm not saying this to make you suspicious of everyone. Actually, it's the opposite. I want you to feel less alone.
No, be suspicious of them.
Feeling that you're the only one who doesn't have it all together, that's super common, dear. And there's even a name for it. It's the imposter syndrome. I'm sure you know
I am the imposter syndrome.
And it's not just regular people who feel this way. Even famous people, CEOs, doctors.
Yeah, but I don't care about them.
Like they have no idea what they're doing and they're just waiting to be found out too. So
anybody who has the stability to like get over that shit via other means, fuck y'all. I'm gonna be here alone on my tiny shitty mattress by myself with my anime waifu posters with nothing else. Popenti, I'll fucking fight you. I'm so glad that my chat thing is broken and nobody could see that comment. I'll destroy you. No, I understand that comment can seem kind of mean, right? But to an extent, there are people that have the ability financially to just go out and not have certain issues in their life. where I'm in the echelon of money would literally fix everything. And yes, I know. Rich people can be sad and depressed and they cry in their little dollars. But man, if I had an extra $100 right now and I could take the pressure off of like someone I know to like help them buy groceries, boy, would that make them feel great. And of course I left my, of course I did. Of course I did. Of course. Who would do this to me?
I promise you it's not just you.
Who would send me notifications while I'm streaming?
It's weird, right?
Who would do that? Who would turn my phone on like that?
If you've achieved a lot, like a doctor or something, you would know that you're good at stuff. But humans, they don't really work that way. You get scared. You compare yourselves to others.
Yeah, I think everybody does that.
Everyone else has it figured out.
I think a lot of people do that.
But you know what? Here's something that I've noticed. Nobody feels normal on the inside.
I've noticed you need to drink more water.
Weird thoughts or strange fears or doubts or insecurities, all that stuff, and all of you spend so much energy trying to hide it. You try to look like you've got it all together because you think that everyone else does.
I don't know. Do people hide it? I feel like I don't know. Maybe I do hide it too. I have no idea. I'm not around enough people IRL anymore to get like proper human interaction, and all I see is bitching on Twitter and whatnot. The people that I've known throughout my life, at least doing stuff professionally, that are like going through it, I don't feel like it's necessarily hiding it for a lot of them. A lot of people I've known, or at least me, it's not hiding it as much as, wow, this is just my life and it fucking sucks, I guess. Anyways, I'm gonna eat this cheeseburger. It's like accepting that as your reality instead of being like all like, oh no, I'm in the shadows, I'm the only one. I think there's a lot of people who can have those conflicting emotions where I think you can easily go and be like, hey, yeah, this is this weird, unrealistic standard I have that I feel everybody else. It's like you walk into a room and some people feel like everyone is watching you. And you can also understand at the exact same time that that anxiety probably isn't like real. It's just how your brain works. You can be all fucky like that. It's fun. I love our brain. Thank you, brain.
But they
make
don't.
Anime feel good.
Everyone's just figuring out as they go too. It's like when you're in a group.
Her little expressions are so good.
Something you don't understand.
I love her.
You just smile and nod along anyways because everyone else seems to get it. And then later you look it up. We've all done that before. Or even laughing at jokes you don't really get, or pretending to know a topic when you're actually clueless about it. Everyone does these little things to fit in with other people. So
sorry to stop this. I know this is a short video and there's gonna be a lot of stopping, but so I'm the kind of person where I want to know everything, and I like knowing enough to be able to hold a conversation to at least a base level about stuff. So like all the friends I have, they're friends who are in fields that I've never partaken in. Where I knew somebody who is like one of my best friends currently. It was a oh my god, words, professional 3D modeler. They did backgrounds for a lot of known shows. They worked for like Rooster Teeth, and they've done things for video games and whatnot. My other friend also did 3D modeling for like Crunchyroll and whatnot, and you know, big companies like that. And I wanted to have conversations with them about what they do out of interest and, you know, kind of respect for them, to be able to give them someone to talk to, or also be able to like understand what the fuck they're saying half the time. I don't know. It is weird to pretend like you know something when you don't. I understand that you don't want to be left out of the conversation or made to look stupid, but I found over the years that it's always, instead of pretending like you know like what you're doing, because eventually that can come to bite you. is ask questions. Like, be like, hey, I actually don't know what that is. Let me look that up. Or that sounds cool. Could you tell me about it? And hopefully you're around the kind of people who will be willing to be like, oh yeah, this is what this does and what this is. Or here, I'll show you a YouTube video. You can check this out later. Hopefully you have the kind of support group that is understanding of you not understanding their things. Like, I'll sit with my artist that I quote unquote friends with, and I'll talk about my audio shit constantly. And it's more of me just yapping about nonsense for 20 minutes. But they've also done a good job as to like trying to understand a little bit of what I do, because we'll now have small conversations in which she gets the gist of what my workflow is as I'm doing it. It's fun. It's fun to ask questions. I think if you're in an environment where you can't ask questions or you're afraid to ask questions via the people around you, it's not a good environment. Like, you shouldn't be afraid to open up, and you shouldn't have to worry about opening up about, especially about things you don't know. It should be good for humankind to want to learn from one another, instead of being like, oh, you don't know this, yeah, fuck off. Unless you're in a place where you should know it. Like, if I'm doing stuff like where I've done welding jobs, right? And we have a few types of welding jobs we did in the factories where we do like MIG, TIG, and stick. And I could do TIG welding. And TIG welding was weird specific as to how we did it. And we would get guys that would come in and bullshit it and fuck up product because they couldn't hold the little tungsten stick thing properly and do these tiny, like, intricate welds. And you could tell who would come in and try to bullshit it, even though they had talent in other things. They were just like kind of walking their way through it. They'd come over to my station, fuck with my equipment, right? And use my little thingy because they thought they could try it out. No, get out of here. Stop it.
So,
I'm sorry.
Is everyone faking it? I mean, many people are faking something, but that doesn't mean that everything is fake. People show, especially on the internet, dear, people show their good
she calls you dear. That's so
in
sweet.
public, which makes sense, right? I mean, you can't blame people for wanting to do that. And they want to hide all the messy parts, but those good sides, they're still real. They just don't show the bad sides as much, if that makes sense. So your confident moments are just as real as your insecure ones.
There's a lot of people who their whole freaking personality is showing their bad sides. There are so many people on the internet that are just showing the negative aspects of their personalities and lives instead of being like, oh, here's this and this. I feel like the mindset of the fake perfect life stuff is more older internet, like 2010s. So I do remember that being a thing where a lot of people were influencers at the time, and they'd come up and be like, oh, look at me doing this and this. I'm so rich and I'm so cool because I'm an influencer, man. I'm only taking pictures with my cool cars and hot ladies. Or same thing, like a lot of people did that shit, like living the perfect life. And behind the scenes, they were like a big piece of shit, right? But now I feel like people are way more open about their negative sides. Like, you go to Twitter and it's just so much bitching. You go to Reddit and it's so much, like, there's whole Reddits based on just bitching. You go to 4chan and it's just black penis, psyop, glowy post, and then bitching and being contrarian for funnies, right? That's just, there's so much of it out there now. There's a lot of positivity, sure, but maybe that's another one of those things. Is that normie internet again? Am I mistaken? Am I on the part of the internet that's not normie internet, and that's not like what we post, where we can be open about like, wow, we're fucking miserable? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just old.
And might genuinely be happy at a party, but they could also cry alone later. Both of those things.
It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to.
So humans are just really, really complicated. You could be good at something and still doubt yourself. You can be kind, but you can also get jealous sometimes. The stuff you show and the stuff you hide are all a part of who you are.
I agree with that, yeah.
So, here's what I think about your question.
Yeah.
You feel like you're the only one that's faking it, but what if everyone else feels that way sometimes?
Fuck them.
How do you think that would change things for you?
I'd say fuck them. I'm the only one with problems.
Maybe you would be a little bit easier on yourself?
No, I'd say fuck them.
If others are also figuring things out as they go, then you're not behind. Maybe you wouldn't feel so bad about not knowing everything. Now, I'm not saying that you should walk in to work or something and just scream at the top of your lungs, I have no idea what I'm doing. That might be a bit much, but maybe try opening up a little with
She's so cute. Look at her little expressions. So wonderful.
That homework, I was totally lost on it. Or sometimes I just feel like I'm making things up as I go along.
Okay. Oh, I know we live in a world now where teachers fear the student, but I remember the world where the student feared the teacher, where a call home was a real threat, right? Like calling your parents was a threat, and now it's like the reverse, or at least from what I've seen. Boy, I'm trying to think. So I went to a special type of school for my high school that it was like a vocational school where they trained us for jobs. Like you would go, you would do your regular courses, and you could do advanced courses if you were good enough. And then the second half of the day would be a rotation throughout the week of like vocations. We had welding, we had electrician, we could do nursing, you could do cooking, do car, like, you know, car tech stuff, a bunch of it, right? And even back in like middle school or in elementary school, if I told one of my teachers, hey, I didn't get this, or like, I don't understand this, the most common thing I would probably get was, well, you should have been paying attention. They would not have taken my bullshit at all. I'd be like, listen, teacher, I don't even know what ADD is yet, and I think I got it. You talking about this made me wander. I don't know what you meant by this. Can you please tell me? And they would just say, you should have been paying attention. I feel like that was way more common of a thing. I don't know if that's really what it's like now, because all I see is like awful, awful videos of children being the fucking worst human beings in classrooms. But god damn it, just thinking about that. Even like it probably got worse. Like, well, I wouldn't say worse, but like going backwards, it would get worse. Like I couldn't imagine what my uncles or my mom would have gone through if they told their teacher, hey, I didn't understand this. They would have got the slap on the wrist probably, right?
And you might be a little surprised with how many people agree with you.
Yeah.
Someone, at least with conversations like that, someone has to be the first one to open up and be honest. And with the right person, maybe that person could be you. And I know it's scary.
The right person is the VTuber I'm parasocial with.
On this one, I am always very, very closed off with myself and scared of talking to people. But those moments where you can just be yourself even a little bit
are a mistake for me.
So good. Like finally relaxing after holding your breath so long, that feeling of everything's gonna be okay. It feels great. And I think everyone should get to feel that.
I don't know. I'm so sorry to say this, but just got the idea in my head, right? Of like, oh yeah, be comfortable to be yourself. And it's like, oh god, I use my Halo 3 like open chat lobby personality with my Life is Strange friends. What do I do? That was funnier in my head. Don't worry about it. Okay, little Panko, let's go.
So just to recap, if everyone's putting up a front, does that mean that nobody's ever real with each other? No, I don't think so. I think people have genuine moments. No one's faking it all the time. That would be exhausting to do, right?
Could try.
But I think the real stuff does come out in small bursts, small moments, at least for most people. Like, Like when you're laughing so hard that you make a funny noise when you're hanging out with your friends, or when you get really excited about the things that you love, or when you have those late night conversations with the people that you really care about. Those moments, they were real. You have them. Everyone does.
Those conversations are just me and my friends crying about Halo.
See mostly other people's, I guess you could call them highlight reels, but you see all of your own behind-the-scenes footage. And of course, that's going to make you feel like you're doing worse than everyone else.
Man, I don't even want to see me in a mirror.
You're as kind to yourself as you are to your friends.
Nah, fuck that.
As far as things like confidence go, if you're having confidence issues in your life, maybe sometimes pretending to have confidence isn't all that bad. You know that saying, fake it till you make it? I mean, there's a reason that's a saying, right? Sometimes acting confident helps you become confident, and pretending you can handle something helps you to actually handle it.
I'll fake my big pee-pee energy.
You'll feel bad if...
When it's time to make it, I will cry and run.
You have to act more sure of yourself than you feel. We all do it. It's only a problem if you never let anyone see the real you, or if you never get to be the real you. A world where everyone's pretending all the time would be really sad. Luckily, people do like to show their real selves to the people they care about a little more often than you think. So what do you do with knowing others feel like imposters too?
Sometimes they show a little too much of themselves.
Try 2 things. Be kinder to yourself and to other people. And maybe try to be a little bit braver about being the real you.
I can't do that one.
You see someone who's
that one's
perfect.
Scary.
Remember, they've got stuff they're dealing with too. It's not just you. And maybe take that small step towards being more honest.
Okay.
Not all at once, and not with everyone, certainly.
But what if I only care about my problems right now?
With the people that you trust. So no. You're not the only one faking it sometimes. Everyone does it. And that's okay.
I can agree with that.
Just remember that underneath all that, everyone's figuring things out, just like you.
That's very sweet.
This is Mother V3 signing off for now. And remember, we're all just doing our best here, and that's enough. If you have anything you'd like me to talk about, leave a comment below, and I'd be happy to explore these ideas about you crazy, crazy humans.
So cute! God damn it! Look at her! Her little expressions are perfect. Her little model's so very cute. Her little expressions are dynamic. They're wonderful. It's really well done. I like her voice a lot too. The vocoder thing she's got going on is interesting. I've been trying to break it down in my head what she's using, because I can hear there is something going on in the stereo field, at least in my headphones. I'd have to listen to her on my studio monitors to break down what she's doing more. But oh yeah, that was a wonderful video. Good for her for making that kind of thing. I have this weird thing about, I really don't trust people. I'm very cautious of new people. I actually, when I go to talk to people, I take a lot of steps to make sure I am protected just in case. Oh, I don't know. There's a thing of like, you fake it till you make it. A lot of people are having those issues too. I understand that. And to an extent, I have to understand other people are also going through it. But I'm getting to a point more and more now where my problems are so ingrained into me, and I've just accepted them as reality, that it's like, what am I faking anymore, right? Man, boy, am I all sorts of fucky. Depression, oh yeah, I got that post-COVID depression going on. I don't know what there is to fake. You can probably take it too far. You can be the kind of person who has your issues, and you can accept you have your issues, and maybe you have your like fakey problems, right? Your confidence problems. And then there are those people online who turn it into their personality to shove that in your face, and it's, oh God, these people are great. I love them. No, that was a really good video. I like positivity stuff sometimes, right? I'll watch this and then maybe go read Boys Abyss or something afterwards and see how I feel about that. Ah, again, Mother V3. I have another Mother V3 video lined up because this one was pretty short. So I thought I would double it down. What? Man. Fake it till you make it. How about I fake having piss in my body for once? Oh. Man. Oh my god. Little Panko, did you keep everybody company while I was gone? Ba-ba-da-boopy? Panko, you can't say that. Okay. Oh man. I went as fast as I could and tried to run my Daru-esque ass up here. Alright. So I'm going to try something different. I see every other little VTuber who makes highlights that they know are going to go on YouTube do their own little intro. So I'm going to do another little intro. So, hey, yo, everybody, welcome. I'm Onii-chan, your host. You're all my emoto, whether you like it or not. Okay. So this one's also called I'm So Lonely by, once again, Mother V3. Check it out.
Hello there.
Hello.
It's Mother V3 again.
Wow, you're very loud again.
You're having a good day today. I got a message that really hit me right in the feels.
There you go, that should be good.
To share it with you all. Somebody wrote to me saying, Mother, I feel so misunderstood.
Yeah.
When I try to explain myself, people often get it wrong and seem to not care about it.
Wow.
Sometimes my jokes fall flat, or I get to the point of a story and no one seems to follow, and it just leaves me feeling like
I've had a big situation like that recently.
I feel really lonely because of this. That's just rough. I totally get why
it can be very hurtful.
Feeling misunderstood is so isolated, isn't it? Like you're talking and talking, but somehow the words aren't aren't landing right, and after a while you start wondering, is it me? Is it really me? Am I the weird one here?
Okay, so God, I can give my own variant of this answer, and it is not always you. Sometimes it can be you. You can be very bad at conveying what you're trying to say, or tell your little stories, or tell your jokes, or whatever, right? But a lot of the time, it's going to be your audience. And it's just knowing your audience. I've had twice now where, because of like, I don't know how to say this, because I try not to make, I don't know if I want this channel to ever go in a political direction, because there's a lot of like things I'd like to react to that are also political, and I don't want it to go that. But people like that I know that are very hard political in one direction, they will often give you this thing of, just because you're not 100% aligned with their beliefs, you're the complete opposite of them, right? And I've had that happen on both sides. And people will just like refuse to believe or listen to your conveyed message, that are like, hey, you know, I can understand, but maybe it's, I don't have all of this, like, I don't have all this shared belief with you. And I think it's, again, it's your audience and the people you're trying to talk to, and you're trying to whatever, like, you know, pal around with. If they don't get it, and they don't get it because you conveyed it wrong, those things can always like just be said as a misunderstanding. You can go through those and talk with them about it and be like, hey, that's not what I really meant, you know. I meant this instead, so, you know, sorry about that, and sorry for the confusion or whatever. And then there are going to be the people who will refuse to listen to what you have to say. And the ones who refuse to listen are the ones you need to completely get out of your circle. Those people you will never change their minds no matter what. Even if you screwed up, even if you did say the wrong thing, but you meant something else. And if they refuse to listen to you on it, fuck them. That's just me.
Well, first off, no, you're not the weird one, or you're not the broken one, or you're not broken for feeling this way.
Yes, silly cat lady.
Tons of people feel exactly like this.
Little emote's so cute.
I can't tell you how many messages that I've gotten from people over the years who think that they're the only ones struggling to connect, whether it be in real life or on the internet or both. Just think about it with me for a second. We've all had those moments, right? You tell a joke and people just stare at you, or you try to explain something that's really, really important to you, and people just nod politely, but you can't tell if they're getting it or not. Or you finish a story and everyone's like, okay. When
That's me whenever I talk to my friends. I'm certain a lot of people have probably noticed by now that I will just go on these big tangents about nothing. And just talking to my friends, I'll just go on these huge tangents about absolutely nothing, or some obscure bullshit, or some VTuber, and they'll be like, "What? Okay, yeah, thanks, I guess." God. All right. The one thing though about you try to tell somebody something that you feel is important, and they completely shoot it down. That one's hurtful. Just because something's like not important to you doesn't mean it's not important to another person. And not saying you necessarily owe anybody anything, but you could at least try and offer some courtesy to really listen. Like, even if you think it's fucking stupid, right? Even if it's the dumbest shit you've ever heard in your life, if it's really, really that important to them and they're trying to tell you, I think you could at least give them an ear. That's my opinion on it. Because a lot of the time you'll find there's a lot more underlying issues than what they're just trying to tell you on the surface, surface problems. It sucks. That one sucks a lot. Meh. Cat lady, tell me more. Tell me how to be a good person.
In reality, you kind of expected them to laugh or be surprised or literally anything else.
Yeah.
It's like you're speaking English and they're just hearing this static. It's so frustrating. And I get it. Because you know what it reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of when you're into some really niche thing, maybe like a specific genre or game or hobby that most people don't know about, and you try to talk about it with someone and share it with them when they don't have any context of it. Like imagine trying to explain your favorite meme to your grandma who doesn't use the internet, or trying to get someone excited about your favorite band when they don't even listen to that kind of music. Sometimes people just don't have that background to understand what you mean, but that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong, you know? And yeah, it gets lonely. It gets really, really lonely sometimes. That feeling of when you look around and you think, does anyone actually see me?
I don't know how old a lot of the people in my audience are. I can actually relate to this one in a bit with like anime. Well, I know Big Weeb talking about anime again, but anime in general is a much newer thing for normies to partake in. There was a huge span of time in which, like, if you even mentioned anime or manga or anything of the sort, right, and that were like the early 2000s or the mid 2000s, you would get like your shit beat by someone. It was absolutely hated. It was super looked down upon. It was like the old like nerd hate culture. And that went all the way up to, like I said, the 2000s era. And I only knew in school maybe 1 to 2 other people ever that could share in my enjoyment of anime stuff. And it was, once again, extremely like, okay, we got to keep quiet about this because we're going to get our asses fucking beat if people figure this shit, like, find this out. Oh, that one was like that's a big space of time where I believe a lot of people can relate to it being like, wow, that's super lonely. I want to talk about my Haruhi Suzumiya with people, and I can't because they're over there playing Madden on their PS2. That's all they do. That's all they care about. That one sucks. At least that's something I can find I relate to with it. A lot of things now, because there's so many open hobbies everywhere, especially on the internet, even like the worst human beings of the internet can find communities and people to talk to. So I don't know how much of an issue this is currently with that sort of thing or culture going on. Maybe if you're talking about IRL, yeah, that's probably way harder, especially like with your family or something. But yeah, the I fuck toasters people, if anybody remembers that, like, green text.
It's just the worst, dear.
Like how she says dear, it's very sweet.
I want you to know something very, very important, though.
You know.
Just because the people around you don't fully understand you, that doesn't mean that nobody ever will.
I agree with that.
Let me tell you about a friend I once had. We'll call them Daniel. Daniel was always writing these really deep poems about space and time and like really philosophical questions, right? But the other people in our friend group were very practical kind of people, I guess you could suppose, who would kind of just
normies,
nod it away and then change the subject to something else.
Normies.
So he was really starting to feel alone with all these thoughts. He would tell me that after a long period of time of this happening, he would just pull back from all our conversations. And what was the point in talking if nobody else understood what he was trying to say? And then one day, he said that he found this online forum with people who were
there we go.
Same kind of stuff.
Yep, there it is.
Shared the same types of poems.
The I fuck toasters people. You found them.
Static. Instead of that awkward silence, the people that he had found were like, "Whoa, this is so amazing!" And they
all watched The Lobster and thought that was what they wanted to do with their lives.
It was a huge relief for him. So I imagine being in a position kind of similar to yours, I would think. He probably felt the same. He probably thought to himself, "Oh, you know, I'm not weird. I just haven't found my people yet."
My people.
And that's the thing. Sometimes it's not about changing how you communicate. Sometimes, not all the time.
She's so cute. God damn it.
It's just about finding the right people. It's like imagine you have a special phone that only connects with other types of phones.
It has the Hypno app on it.
To call random numbers, you either get no signal or somebody picks up the phone and hangs it up. But anyways, the problem isn't your phone. You just need to find those right compatible numbers to it.
That's very cute.
So, what do you do in the meantime? Because yeah,
you suffer.
I'm sure it sucks.
Suffer a little bit, yeah.
Sure it really sucks to feel misunderstood day after day. Well,
be like that one kid in Class of 09.
First of all, you should be a little bit more patient with yourself. You're not failing at communicating with people, I'm sure. You're just speaking your own unique language, and I think that's actually pretty darn cool, even if it could be a little frustrating sometimes. Other times it helps to try different ways of expressing yourself, like if talking isn't working, maybe writing does the trick for you, or art, or music, or find a community somewhere, right? It could be in person or online where people...
I don't know if anybody has this thing where, or like this just... I don't know, it's not just me thing, right? Speaking with my mouth, putting word garbage into the air for you to hear. I have a way harder time conveying my thoughts through words than if I were to write them down. Like, I communicate so much easier via text, especially like on Discord. If I want to get my thoughts down, I do it. It's so much easier to DM somebody unless it needs to be something hyper specific, right? I mean, most of the time I'm like in call with somebody or I'm hanging out, right? We talk with each other. But if I want to really get into it, conveying it via DM, it feels way easier. I don't know if anyone else has that, where you're just like, I'm gonna put my thoughts down via word here and put them in a way where I can't take them back.
People share
or that's traceable.
Interests. I know plenty of people who feel way more understood through their art or their music than they ever do in regular conversation. Because for artists and for lots of people, some thoughts are just hard to put into words, you know?
Yes, I will listen to Goat
Don't
Horror
feel like you need
and put those thoughts into
understand
words.
You completely. Most of us are lucky if we could even find a few people who really get us. That's completely normal, dear. Even people who seem super social and everyone likes them, they probably have lots of little parts of themselves that they feel like isn't seen by anyone else either. We're all very complex creatures, and we all have pieces of us that don't quite fit in all the places that we want them to. Also, sometimes it helps to find someone outside.
So here's the thing, like, we have parts of us that they want to fit, right? We want to convey, and we want to be like, oh yeah, this is what I do. There's also the thing of, you don't always have to put it out there. Sure, we have our interests and whatnot. We love them. We want to share them and all this other crap. But we also have to remember that there's a time and a place where it's appropriate to do that. And there's an audience that it's appropriate to do that with. So it's, yeah, have your niche hobbies, have your fun, have the things you want to communicate. Maybe if you have around the people that are willing to listen to what you have to say, cool, right? But also understand that maybe not everybody has your niche or has your enjoyment of something, and don't be an ass about it. Because there are people that I have met or talked to. Fuck. All right, I'm gonna do my thing, okay? Fucking voice actors. I've talked to so many voice actors who voice acting is their thing. And they will be the kind of person that no matter what you say, no matter what you're talking about or what you're doing, even if they just joined, they will make the conversation about their freaking voice acting. They'll be like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, or I'm doing this and this. And it's like, yeah, that's cool and all, but you know, the conversation is about this. I understand you want to share your thing, but they don't shut the fuck up about it. Maybe also have an understanding that there can be times and places for these things. It's just, like, once again, a Onii-chan shitty opinion.
Your usual circle of people you talk to, like a counselor or even someone from a different friend group. They might hear you.
Counselors never helped me.
All your friends do.
I'd go to counselors and feel nothing afterwards.
Very, very relieving.
Except cheated out of $200.
You know what's funny? Sometimes
the little sparkly eyes are so
really
cute.
Funny. Sometimes the people who feel the most misunderstood are actually the most interesting ones, to me at least. They're seeing or thinking about things in ways that others either don't really think about too often or they just haven't caught up to yet. So, if your jokes aren't landing or your stories get a bunch of blank stares from people, yeah, I agree. It sucks. It stings. But maybe you're just ahead of the curve. Maybe you're seeing in ultraviolet while everyone else is still figuring out all the basic colors. So keep trying, dear.
That's a very pretty way to put that.
Keep sharing those parts of yourself when it feels safe to do so, obviously. And know that somewhere out there are people who will totally understand your very specific brand of being weird.
Booba physics.
You just might not have found each other yet. And in the meantime, you've got a wonderful community here, I hope. I hope that my bites and I are a wholesome community. We might not understand everything perfectly, but gosh darn it, we're trying. And sometimes being heard, even imperfectly, is better than silence. It's okay to feel misunderstood, and it's okay to feel lonely sometimes. It happens to all of us. But don't let it convince you to stop being you. Your unique perspective on everything matters because you're the only you that this world has. Keep sharing your voice. The right people will hear it eventually, I promise, and until then, we're all here, listening the best we can. If you have anything you'd like to share, or if you have a question you'd like me to answer, leave a comment down below. And who knows, it just might be in the next video. This is Mother V3.
That's very cute.
Sending you some digital comfort. You're not alone in feeling alone. Talk to you soon, dears.
Your little sparkly eyes are so good. Ah, God damn it. You're so cute. That was very nice. Good on her for putting stuff up like that out. It feels good. Man, all right. I'm not always the kind of person to take big positive speeches and feel good after them. Things like this, they don't necessarily super uplift me. I can take their message and be like, yeah, that's good. It's good that you put that out there. It's nice, but I'm not the kind of person that gets hyped up. I know there are people out there who do need to hear it and who do need help, and this does help them. So good on her for making this stuff. Once again, that was I'm So Lonely by Mother V3. I would be greatly appreciative if you would go give them a follow if you had not already, which I should probably do that at some point here too. But yeah, that was very good. Oh.